You're welcome to ComfortTV.channel news, where we bring you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. Many thanks for joining us again. My name is Faith Kevin. In the headlines, APC governors reaffirm support for President Tinubu at Lagos meeting. Governor Uzodimma says President Tinubu's reforms are beginning to yield results. Senator Ndume criticizes President Tinubu's ambassadorial nominee, says list violates federal character. Labour Party elects new executives in Sokoto and Imo, set sight on 2027 elections. ACF youths call for investigation of FIRS boss. Police arrest 25-year-old suspect over alleged murder of retired Delta judge. Nigerian Army suspends retirements to bolster security readiness. On business news, PICNG announces $2 billion investment in Nigeria's CNG sector. Osun's First Lady distributes Senator Remi Tinubu's 50 million naira business grants to PWDs. On the foreign scene, Ukrainian President Zelensky holds peace talks with U.S. officials. Sri Lanka faces deadly floods and landslides as Cyclone Ditwa aftermath worsens. Women leaders in Istanbul condemn Gaza violence. On sports, Liverpool signed teenage defender Daraji Kiemi from Celtic. Frank Martin stomps Francis Barthélemy with fourth-round KO. Now the news. APC governors have concluded a two-day Progressive Governors Forum PGF meeting in Lagos, reiterating their backing for President Bola Tinubu and restating their commitment to the party's national development agenda. Hosted by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the meeting brought together 25 APC governors who reviewed governance strategies, security concerns, and ways to strengthen support for the president's renewed hope agenda. Governor Sanwo-Olu commended his colleagues for engaging in more than 12 hours of discussions, describing their participation as a demonstration of unity and shared purpose. The gathering also highlighted the party's growing strength, with the Lagos State Governor noting the rise in the number of APC-controlled states compared to previous years. He said the forum's leadership under Governor Uzodimma of Imo State has contributed to the party's expanding influence nationwide. Security topped the agenda as the governors agreed to submit joint recommendations to the president on improving safety across the country. Governor Sanwo-Olu emphasized that as chief security officers of their states, the governors were determined to take collective action to ensure peace and stability. The Lagos governor also used the occasion to announce the return of the state's cultural festival scheduled for December 27, marking its first edition in nearly 10 years. He said the event would celebrate Lagos heritage, with around 10,000 residents expected to participate in festival attire. Governor Sanwo-Olu expressed appreciation to the governors for acknowledging Lagos as a model of progressive governance and assured that the state will continue to uphold APC values and deliver results across key sectors. He urged party members and residents to maintain unity as the festive season approaches, saying Lagos remains committed to supporting the party's national goal. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma says Nigeria was in a severe economic state before President Bola Tinubu assumed office, insisting that the administration's policy reforms are now beginning to produce measurable results despite the hardship experienced by citizens. Governor Uzodimma said the president introduced policy measures aimed at restoring economic productivity and stabilizing national finances. The governor, who also serves as national coordinator of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors, said the reforms initially came with difficulties but were essential to reposition the economy for sustainable growth. He added that the group was created to take the administration's policies directly to communities through zonal, state, local government and ward structures in line with the Renewed Hope Ward Development Program. He said one of the major goals of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors is to support the establishment of at least 1,000 active businesses in every ward, leveraging increased revenue allocations to states. The senator representing Borno South, Senator Ali Ndume, has criticized President Bola Tinubu's list of 65 ambassadorial nominees, arguing that it violates the federal character principle and should be withdrawn before Senate screening begins. Senator Ndume, a former Senate leader and chief whip, said the distribution of nominees across states and geopolitical zones failed to meet constitutional requirements for fair representation. He warned that approving the list could deepen ethnic suspicion at a time when the government should be fostering national unity. Highlighting disparities, Senator Ndume noted that while some states received 3 or 4 slots, others were excluded entirely. He also pointed out the inclusion of Senator Adamu Garba Talba from Yobe, who reportedly died in July. He added that the Northeast has 7 nominees, the Southwest 15, Northwest 13, Southeast 9, and North Central 10, while the South-South has 12, arguing that such imbalances undermine Section 14, subsection 3 of the Constitution. Senator Ndume appealed directly to President Tinubu, urging him to withdraw the list, urging the president to avoid decisions that could foster ethnic distrust and instead present a fresh set of nominees that align with the federal character principle. The Senate is scheduled to begin screening the nominees this week, following the president's submission last Thursday. The list, transmitted by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, includes 34 career ambassadors and high commissioners and 31 non-career nominees. The Labour Party has elected new leadership structures in both Sokoto and Imo states as part of efforts to strengthen the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. In Sokoto, delegates elected a new state executive council led by Mr. Abubakar Yawale as chairman. The Congress, described as peaceful, also produced Alhaji Saidu Ahmad Muhammad as vice chairman and Mr. Nura Abubakar as secretary. Party leaders, including Mr. Yemi Adeyemi and Mr. Ifeanyi Ezeagu, vowed that the LP would challenge the ruling All Progressives Congress APC in 2027, accusing the party of bad governance and worsening economic conditions. Similarly, in Imo State, Mr. Callistus Ihejagwa was re-elected as state chairman following a consensus process. The national vice chairman Southeast, Chief Chidi Igala, who represented the national chairman, urged the new leadership to uphold transparency and avoid the internal crisis that followed in 2023 election. The president of the Arewa Consultative Forum Youth Movement, ACFYM, Mr. Kabiru Yusuf, has said Nigeria deserves transparent public institutions and leaders who uphold and strengthen public trust. Speaking in Abuja, Mr. Yusuf backed growing calls for a forensic investigation into the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS), noting rising concerns over the conduct of its chairman, Mr. Zach Adedeji. He referenced allegations linked to Mr. Adedeji's lifestyle and the management of taxpayers' funds, stressing that although unproven, their seriousness requires immediate scrutiny. The ACFYM president urged Mr. Adedeji to temporarily step aside to allow anti-corruption and oversight agencies conduct a credible, unhindered investigation, saying the move would protect the integrity of the office rather than imply guilt. He warned that the youth movement may issue a formal vote of no confidence if authorities fail to act. Mr. Yusuf emphasized that Nigeria needs transparent institutions and leaders whose actions reinforce, not erode, public confidence, adding that the group's position was taken in the national interest and in defense of accountability. Delta State Police Command has arrested a 25-year-old security guard, Mr. Godwin Mkuni, in connection with the mother of retired Justice Ifeoma Okowo. The arrest was made in Anambra State by operatives of the Homicide Section led by Commissioner of Police CP Olufemi Abaniwonda. The police recovered the mobile phone of the late judge from Mr. Ngumi. Investigations revealed that he invited his friend Mr. Nnaji Obalum and a third suspect who remains at large to the judge's residence where the crime was allegedly committed. Mr. Obalum has also been arrested and authorities are conducting a manhunt for the remaining suspect. Spokesperson of the Delta State Police Command, SP Bright Edafe, said the command is taking all necessary measures to maintain security in the state and will continue to ensure that justice is served. The Nigerian Army has indefinitely suspended statutory and voluntary retirements for certain categories of officers following the nationwide security emergency declared by President Bola Tinubu. An internal memo signed by Major General E.I. Okoro on behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Farouk Yahaya, explained that the decision aims to preserve manpower, expertise, and operational readiness as the military expands to address rising insecurity. The memo cited the Harmonized Terms and Conditions of Services for Officers 2024, which generally mandates retirement after reaching age limits, completing 35 years of service, or failing promotion or conversion processes. Extensions, however, may be granted in the interest of service. The suspension affects officers who failed promotion examinations 3 times and were passed over for promotion 3 times, reaching the age ceiling for their ranks, failed conversion boards 3 times, or completed 35 years in service. Officers wishing to remain in service are required to apply for extensions, but those granted extensions will not be eligible for promotions, career courses, military sponsorships, secondments, or extra regimental appointments. The Army emphasized that officers not interested in extensions should proceed with normal retirement procedures. The move is part of broader efforts to strengthen Nigeria's armed forces in response to ongoing security challenges. This is ComfortTV.channel news. We return shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Many thanks for staying tuned to ComfortTV.channel news. In the world of business, the presidential initiative on compressed natural gas, PNG, and electric vehicles (EVs) has attracted over $2 billion in private sector investments in the CNG subsector in just 2 years. The executive chairman and CEO of PNG, Mr. Ismail Ahmed, announced this in Abuja during the unveiling of CNG products by Alpha Design Nigeria Limited. Products unveiled included CNG conversion kits by Major Autogas, CNG cylinders by EKC International, CNG mother station by CIMC and RIC, and an optical gas imaging camera by Upgal Optronics. Mr. Ahmed noted that the sector, which was nearly non-existent in 2023, now boasts 369 conversion centers and over 68 licensed refueling stations, with more than 150 under construction. The initiative has also generated over 80,000 direct jobs with a target of 300,000 by 2027. He said the program aims to attract $5 billion in private investments and expand to 3,000 conversion centers and 2,000 to 2,500 refueling outlets by 2027, reflecting rapid growth and increasing private sector interest in Nigeria's CNG ecosystem. No fewer than 250 persons with disability (PWDs) in Osun State have benefited from the 50 million naira business recapitalization grants of the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. The grants were distributed through the Osun State First Lady, Chief Titilola Adeleke, who allocated 30 million naira to 150 beneficiaries directly and 20 million naira to the leadership of the All Progressives Congress APC for the remaining 100 PWDs. The initiative was part of the launch of the Renewed Hope Initiative RHI Economic Empowerment Program, commemorating the 2025 PWDs Day. Over the past 2 years, the RHI has supported more than 100,000 women, petty traders, and small business owners, including PWDs, with direct financial grants to grow their businesses. Chief Adeleke emphasized that the program aligns with the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, promoting inclusive growth and ensuring that no Nigerian is left behind. The Executive Secretary of the Bureaus of PWDs, Ms. Ayobami Oyetunde, praised Senator Tinubu for the inclusivity of PWDs in the program and commended Chief Adeleke for engaging other political groups in the state. For it now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky engaged in a 3-day series of peace talks in Florida with U.S. officials, including Special Envoy Mr. Steve Witkoff and Mr. Jared Kushner, aimed at ending Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The Ukrainian delegation included Lieutenant General Andriy Hatov, head of Ukraine's armed forces, Mr. Andriy Sybiha, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Mr. Rustem Umerov, head of the Security Council. Discussions focused on measures to halt the bloodshed and prevent further Russian aggression. Diplomats from other sides emphasized that lasting peace depends on Russia's willingness to commit seriously to a long-term resolution. President Zelensky will also meet German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and French President Emmanuel Macron. In London, President Macron reiterated his support for Ukraine, warning that security guarantees are essential for a robust and enduring peace. Moving on, Sri Lanka continues to battle severe flooding and landslides following Cyclone Ditwa, with a death toll rising to 618. Monsoon rains are worsening the situation, particularly in central mountainous regions and the northwestern Midlands, leaving more than 2 million people affected. Nearly 10% of the population. The Disaster Management Center (DMC) reports over 75,000 homes damaged, including nearly 5,000 destroyed, while 209 people remain unaccounted for. Helicopters and planes are being used to deliver aid to communities cut off by landslides. Recovery costs are estimated at up to $7 billion, with the International Monetary Fund considering an additional $200 million to assist rebuilding. Floods and landslides across other parts of Asia, including Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam, have caused over 1,800 deaths, highlighting the regional impact of extreme weather events. At the International Women in Local Government Summit in Istanbul, female mayors and local officials from various countries adopted the Istanbul-Gaza Declaration, condemning the ongoing violence in Gaza. The declaration highlighted the disproportionate impact on women, children, the elderly, and people with disabilities, and called for international solidarity with Palestinians and a just two-state solution. Signatories emphasized the importance of women's leadership in recovery and peace building, noting that Palestinian women continue to serve as pillars of their communities despite the burdens of conflict. The declaration urged local governments worldwide to create moral and practical support for Gaza, reinforcing the role of cities in promoting human rights and lasting peace. On to sports, reigning Premier League champions Liverpool have reportedly won the race to sign 15-year-old central defender Dara Jikemi from Celtic. The Scotland under-15 international, who has captained his national side in matches against Greece and Spain, is set to join Liverpool's youth academy to continue his development. Jikemi, born in 2010, will be eligible to sign a scholarship deal next year when he turns 16. He was not included in Scotland under-15's recent squad against Spain as he prepared for the move. The transfer earns interest from Nottingham Forest, who had previously shown intent to secure the teenage talent. Liverpool's academy already features several young players of Nigerian descent, including Joshua Abe, Joshua Sonilambi, Emmanuel Airoboma, Weliti Lucky, Fola Onanuga, and Shadrach Ekwibo. Last year, Liverpool also strengthened their youth ranks by signing Cobham product Rio Ngumoha, who has made 9 official first-team appearances. Frank the Ghost Martin made a powerful statement in his return to the ring, knocking out 2-division champion Francis Barthélemy in the 4th round. The fight took place on the off-PPV undercard of Isaac Cruz vs Lamont Roach, streamed live on Prime Video from San Antonio. Martin, competing at 140 pounds for the first time since his 2024 world title loss to Gervonta Davis, dropped Barthélemy with under a minute left in the 4th before finishing with a left hand at 2 minutes 56 seconds, sending the Frost back center into a frenzy. With veteran trainer Buddy McGirt in his corner, for the first time, Martin looked sharper, faster and more explosive than in previous fights, re-establishing himself as a serious contender at 140 pounds. Elsewhere on the card, Mexico's Isaac La Bestia Lucero continued his rise with an 8-round stoppage of Roberto Valenzuela, while featherweight prospect Luis the Twist Nunes dominated Argentina's Hector Sosa in a 10-round unanimous decision, showing that the off-PPV card remains a proving ground for boxing's next generation of stars. Martin's knockout marks a confident return, signaling that he is ready to take on elite competition in the 140-pound division. And that's our news bulletin today. Before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. APC governors reaffirmed support for President Tinubu at Lagos meeting. Governor Uzodimma says President Tinubu's reforms beginning to yield results. Senator Ndume criticizes President Tinubu's ambassadorial nominees, says list violates federal character. Labour Party elects new executives in Sokoto and Imo, set sights on 2027 elections. ACFU's call for investigation of FIRS boss. Police arrest 25-year-old suspect over alleged murder of retired Delta judge. Nigerian Army suspends retirements to bolster security readiness. On business, PNG announces $2 billion investment in Nigeria's CNG sector. Foreign, Ukrainian President Zelensky holds peace talks with U.S. officials. And on sports, Liverpool signed teenage defender Daraji Kemi from Celtic. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on future updates. My name is Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected.